What if your ultrabook could run Cyberpunk 2077 at 80 frames per second? Sounds impossible, right? Well, Intel just dropped chips that might change everything about laptop gaming. Today we're breaking down Panther Lake, Intel's biggest launch in years. We'll cover the revolutionary manufacturing process, the hybrid cores, and that monster integrated GPU. By the end, you'll know exactly why this matters for your next laptop. Chapter 1. The CES 2026 announcement. Let's start with what happened. On January 5th, 2026, Intel walked onto the CES stage in Las Vegas and dropped a bombshell. They announced Core Ultra Series 3, codenamed Panther Lake. This is the first consumer chip built on Intel's 18A process. That's the most advanced manufacturing technology ever developed in the United States. Intel unveiled 14 different SKUs. The lineup spans from entry-level Core Ultra 5 chips all the way up to the flagship Core Ultra X 9388H. Pre-orders open January 6th. Laptops ship January 27th. Over 200 designs from Dell, Lenovo, HP, ASUS, and others are coming. Here's why this matters. Back in 2021, Intel CEO Pat Gelsinger made a bold promise: 5 new manufacturing processes in 4 years. Everyone thought it was impossible. It's like promising to build 5 skyscrapers in 4 years, when your competitors take 2 years per building. Intel had been falling behind for years. But Panther Lake represents the finish line of that plan. Against all odds, they actually pulled it off. The performance claims are staggering. Intel says 60% better multi-threading than last year's Lunar Lake. They claim 77% faster gaming and up to 27 hours of battery life. We'll dig into whether those claims hold up. But first, let's understand the technology that makes this possible. Chapter 2. Intel 18. A process. Explain now. Let's talk about the manufacturing magic. This is where things get genuinely revolutionary. Intel 18A is a 1.8 nanometer class process node. To put that in perspective, we're talking about features measured in angstroms, roughly the size of individual atoms. Intel calls this the beginning of the angstrom era in chip manufacturing. 2 breakthrough technologies make 18A special. First is RibbonFET. This is Intel's version of gate-all-around transistors. In older chips, the gate wraps around the transistor channel on 3 sides, like pinching a pencil between your fingers. RibbonFET wraps around all 4 sides, like gripping a rope with your whole hand. This gives dramatically better control over electrical current and reduces power leakage. Second is PowerVia. Traditionally, power lines and data signals share the same space on top of the chip, like cars and delivery trucks sharing the same highway. PowerVia moves all power delivery to the back of the chip. It's like building an underground tunnel system for electricity. The main road stays clear for data. The results? Up to 15% better performance per watt, up to 30% better transistor density, and voltage droop reduced by 10 times. That's the annoying power fluctuation that hurts performance. The catch? This is the most expensive chip Intel has ever made. Manufacturing at this scale is incredibly difficult. But it's working, and it's made in America, Arizona, and Oregon. Chapter 3. The 3 core types. Moving on to the brains of the operation. Panther Lake uses what Intel calls a hybrid architecture. But this isn't just 2 types of cores, it's 3. First, you've got performance cores, codenamed Cougar Cove. Panther Lake packs up to 4 of these. They boost up to 5.1 gigahertz. These are your heavy lifters: gaming, video editing, complex calculations. When you need maximum single-threaded power, P-cores handle it. Second, efficiency cores, codenamed Darkmont. Up to 8 of these. They're designed for multi-threaded workloads where raw speed matters less than throughput. Background tasks, batch processing, running many programs at once. They're fast enough that Darkmont E-cores now outperform the P-cores from 13th gen Intel chips. Let that sink in. Third, low-power efficiency cores. 4 of these little guys. Same Darkmont architecture, but on a separate power rail. Think of them as the night shift crew. They handle always on. Tasks, syncing email, checking notifications, while the main cores sleep. This is why battery life can hit 27 hours. Quick reminder, if you're finding this helpful, that subscribe button helps us make more videos like this. Now back to the cores. Think of it like a restaurant kitchen. P-cores are your executive chefs handling complex dishes. E-cores are line cooks efficiently cranking out orders. LPE cores are prep cooks quietly working in the background, so everyone else can take breaks. Intel's thread director acts as the traffic cop. It routes each task to whichever core handles it most efficiently. Heavy game, P-cores, spreadsheet, E-cores, email sync while you're at lunch, LPE cores. The total configuration is 4 plus 8 plus 4. That's 16 cores working together. Intel claims 60% better multi-threading than Lunar Lake at the same power. That's massive for a laptop chip. Chapter 4, Arc B390 iGPU power. That brings us to the star of the show, the integrated graphics. And honestly, this might be the biggest deal about Panther Lake. The Arc B390 is Intel's new flagship iGPU. It packs 12 Z3 cores. That's 50% more than Lunar Lake's 8 cores. We're talking 96 compute units, 1,536 processing units, and 12 ray tracing units, all built into the CPU package. Let me put this in perspective. The Arc B390 has more shader cores than the NVIDIA RTX 2060. That was a $300 graphics card from 2019. Now that power lives inside your laptop's main chip. The gaming performance is legitimately impressive. Real-world testing showed Cyberpunk 2077 running at 80 FPS at 1080 by high settings with XeSS upscaling. F1 hit over 100 FPS. Spider-Man 2 crossed 70 FPS on integrated graphics in a thin and light laptop. But here's the secret weapon: XeSS 3 multi-frame generation. This is AI-powered frame generation. The GPU renders one frame, then AI creates 3 additional frames between each real one. Enable 4 times mode, and that 45 FPS base suddenly feels like 180 FPS. Dying light. The beast went from 60 FPS to 170 FPS with MFG enabled. It's like time-lapse photography in reverse. The AI fills in the gaps between moments, making everything silky smooth. The catch? Only the X-series chips get the full Arc B390. Lower-tier models have smaller GPUs, and X-series chips sacrifice some connectivity. Just 12 PCIe lanes versus 20 on standard models. But for gaming without a discrete GPU, this is unprecedented. Intel claims the Arc B390 is 73% faster than AMD's Radeon 890M. Independent testing mostly confirms this. AMD's response? Their executive basically said, wait until you see the price. Fair point. These won't be cheap. Chapter 5, NPU 5 and AI acceleration. Let's shift gears to artificial intelligence, because every laptop in 2026 is an AI PC. But what does that actually mean? Panther Lake includes NPU 5, Intel's 5th generation neural processing unit. It delivers 50 TOPS. That stands for trillions of operations per second. Think of it like horsepower for AI calculations. But here's the thing. The NPU is just part of the picture. Combined with the GPU's 120 TOPS and the CPU's contribution, total platform performance hits 180 TOPS. That's a lot of AI muscle. What does this enable? Microsoft's Copilot Plus features require at least 40 TOPS. Panther Lake exceeds that comfortably. You get real-time transcription, live translation during video calls, AI-powered image enhancement, background blur, noise cancellation, all running locally on your device. The wild claim? Intel demonstrated a 70 billion parameter AI model running entirely on device. That's a language model roughly ChatGPT-sized, running without internet. Privacy nerds, take note. Think of the NPU as a dedicated translator who speaks AI fluently. Your CPU and GPU can do AI tasks, but they're slow at it, like doing math by hand. The NPU is a specialist calculator. It handles AI workloads 10 to 100 times more efficiently. Intel claims their NPU performs LLM inference 4.3 times faster than AMD's comparable chip. Same TOPS rating, much faster results. Raw numbers don't tell the whole story. The limitation? Software support is still catching up. Developers need to optimize for NPUs specifically. We're early in the AI PC era, but the hardware is ready. Chapter 6. Gaming. Without a discrete GPU. Now, let's bring it all together. What does Panther Lake actually mean for you? For years, the laptop market had clear divisions. Want to game? Buy a thick, heavy gaming laptop with a dedicated GPU, terrible battery life, and fans that sound like jet engines. Want portability? Accept that gaming means simple indie titles at best. Panther Lake breaks this trade-off. A thin and light laptop, we're talking under 16 millimeters thick, weighing 1.6 kilograms, can now play 8AA games at playable frame rates. During testing, reviewers noted something remarkable. The laptop stayed barely warm during hour-long gaming sessions. Fan noise was minimal. Battery drain was manageable. This is what efficiency gains from 18A manufacturing actually deliver. The use cases are exciting. Gaming handhelds are obvious. Intel confirmed partnerships with MSI, GPD, 1X Player, and Acer. The Arc B390 plus XeSS multi-frame generation could be transformative for devices where every watt matters. Thin and light gaming is another. Imagine a Dell XPS that handles Baldur's Gate 3 at 60 FPS, or an ultrabook you take to meetings that also runs Battlefield 6 at the hotel. Creator workflows benefit too. Video editing, 3D rendering, and then casual gaming, all on one machine without a discrete GPU eating battery. The honest limitations? Heavy ray tracing still struggles. Cyberpunk's RT overdrive mode hits single-digit FPS, and pricing will likely be premium. That AMD exec wasn't wrong. X-Series Panther Lake won't be cheap. Expect $1,500 to $2,500 for laptops with the full Arc B390. But here's the bottom line. Intel just made laptop gaming possible without the traditional compromises. Whether you buy Panther Lake or wait for AMD's response, this competition makes everyone's next laptop better. And if you want to keep learning about laptop tech, check out our video on the GPU generations explained. I'll link it right here. Thanks for watching.